Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai. Edo 2020 matters arising as court suspends Governor Obaseki from PDP primaries. While again, we are asking how constitutional is the APC primaries held in Edo State. Welcome to Spectacle. I am Daniel Atai. We take a short break, and when we come back, we'll give you the preamble of what transpired on the 22nd of June 2020 in the Edo upcoming Goba election. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. You could also join the conversation by calling the numbers displayed on your screen or WhatsApp us via 081 3701 5949. I take that again, 081 3701 5949. Only WhatsApp, while the call line is 070 5432 7616. Meanwhile, with me in the studio is our in-house analyst, Victor Tehemba, a producer of our Daybreak show. Welcome to Spectacle, Victor.
Thank you, Mr. Dan.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
Well done. Now, before Victor will give us some analysis in the studio, let's watch the preamble report we got about this very topic from far away Edo State. Please enjoy it. Edo 2020. Court stops Obaseki from partaking in PDP primary. And how legal is the APC primaries in Edo State? A federal high court in Port Harcourt has restrained the embattled Edo State governor, Godwin Obaseki, from participating in the governorship primary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, scheduled for June 25th, 2020. Justice E.A. Obile gave the order on Monday based on the motion of ex parte filed by a PDP member, Omoregi Ogbeide Ihama. Joined in the suit are the PDP National Chairman, Uche Secondos, the PDP itself, the Independent National Electoral Commission, Chairman of the Party Screening Committee, Kingsley Chinda, and other members of the committee. Obaseki was named as the 8th defendant in the case. The application wants the court to restrain Secondos and the party from allowing Obaseki to buy the forms for the primary, other than those who bought the forms within the timetable initially published for the election. The PDP had announced a waiver for Obaseki to enable him to participate in the primary election. The court, however, ruled that all the parties in the case are to be served via substituted means. The case was adjourned till Wednesday for substantive hearing. And in another development, Eze Yamo wins APC primaries. Osage Eze Yamo, the APC candidate for Edo State gubernatorial election, has been declared the winner of the governorship primary of the All Progressive Congress in Edo. Mr. Eze Yamo defeated two other aspirants, Pius Udubu and Osaze Obazi, to win the primary on the 22nd of June 2020. The direct primary was reportedly conducted in the 18 local government areas of Edo State. In the result announced by the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, Mr. Eze scored 27,833 votes, while Mr. Odubo, the former deputy governor of the state, came second with 3,776. Mr. Baseke garnered over 2,000 votes, said Mr. Uzodinma, who is the chairman of the primary committee of the party. Mr. Izeyamu, who was the opposition PDP governorship candidate in the 2016 election, will now fly the flag of the APC in the September governorship election. Welcome back. That was the preamble from the crisis rocking the Edo State gubernatorial proposed election or upcoming election. And you could see that the court has a kind of file against Obaseki and PDP for him not to participate in the primaries. And in the other development, the APC candidate, Eze Yamo, has just been declared winner of the primaries, Victor Tehemba. I don't know. I know you are not a lawyer, but as a producer of a program, a political program and social economic programs, I know you are abreast with the nitty-gritty while we await legal correspondence to come into this very situation rocking Edo State APC. Let me say Edo State generally, not only APC. Now, how constitutional could you say the primary yesterday was for the APC?
Well, when you talk about how was it constitutional,
whether it was okay, it was legal, and so on, judging from the crisis.
You see, from already the Edo State chairman, APC chairman has basically come out to say that what happened in Edo State was not a primary. That as far as he is concerned, there are no primaries, that no primary actually held in Edo State. And when you look at the fact that most of the constitution, even the constitution of the panel for the primary was constituted in Abuja and not in the states in the first place. So that even caused to question the legality in the constitutional framework of APC itself, not the country entirely, that a national body could constitute a primary body there without the input of the state chairman. Now it's going to be, it's also supposed to be a state election, and then whatever it's going to be was like the state chairman of the party was supposed to be in total control of it, have the most input on what goes on and what not goes in. But then it seems that is not actually what happened, and so that calls into question exactly the legality of the primaries that really happened in Edo State yesterday. And what we are basically looking at, we might see that they might get the Rivers Zamfara treatment in Edo State if care is not taken. But I think that the damage has already been done. Now, I don't know how they can remedy that damage already.
No, when you say in the National Working Committee, in the constitution of the APC, actually the National Working Committee have the right to conduct primary election for their gubernatorial candidates from any, they didn't mention a particular place. It could be at the National Secretariat based on crisis, or at the state if there are no crisis at all. But the fact is that the parties at the state levels must, and at the ward levels, the local government levels, must be copied of what they have done, and how if it was direct or indirect, then that will be communicated. But I think the election so far, Eze Yamo has emerged the candidate of the APC, and now the candidate of the PDP, Eze Yamo, was in 2016. In 2019 and in 2020 now, he has metamorphosed, or moved his banners and everything to the PDP, to the APC. In 2016, Obaseki
was under the APC.
Was of the APC.
Now it's in the PDP.
Now it's in the PDP. Now, the same court that upheld the election of Obaseki now is nullifying the court verdict that stipulates that if you have gone to collect or purchase a form after the date published in the party constitution that the purchase of a form will end, you will not be allowed to participate in primaries. What could you say about it? The PDP sold the party form to Governor Obaseki even after the expiration of the date.
The date, okay. So I think that had to do with the party's constitution.
Yes.
So if there are agreements to say, let us find a way, okay, we can basically bend this rule for this to happen. If there's a consensus agreement in the party itself, although that might not make it legal, because unless for it to be legal, you have to go through the amendment process.
Exactly.
Which the amendment process was not followed. Perhaps they come with that agreement that, okay, we know that this is what our constitution says, but this is a governor, and we want this governor to recontest under our platform because we have chances of winning. Can we go ahead with this? So it's more like a gentleman agreement. But then not everybody was in line with the gentleman agreement, which is why the other aspirants
once it is appended in their constitution, and also INEC has been notified that party forms will be sold from so date to so date, and will be closed on so date. So I don't think any candidate. Do you think any candidate should be given any waiver since it is now in their constitution?
Well, I think if the window for INEC to accept a nomination is still open, then they can go ahead.
All right.
What INEC basically concerns themselves about their own date, their own deadline.
INEC deadline.
Yes, as long as you don't pass their own deadline, then they don't have a problem with that.
So that court order, stopping Obaseki from the primaries will not hold.
No, it is already holding. But what I think will happen, we did that. The other parties who have been injured by this court declaration, we basically back to court and ask for a stay of execution. And I think we should be seen
to counsel to notify this thing.
They might not basically ask for the cancellation because they need to hear a total case before they can come to the conclusion. But then they'll ask for a stay of execution to allow for the governor to go ahead with the primaries, and then later they will now begin to hear the less than substantial case. So it means one thing is for sure: at the end of this election in Edo State, the two parties are going to be in court for various reasons.
Yes, and the court will have a lot to interpret again. And don't forget that they will still join INEC in the suit.
Well, INEC is always joined in the suit, but then you know they do most times. They go there and then they are just listen. They don't even really interfere. They just
anyway. How appalling could you say the party politics being played in Nigeria right now could be? Do you see ideological driven political parties, or what we are saying is charlatanism?
No, it has been established from the fact that Nigerian political parties are not based on ideologies. Our parties are basically, it's about getting power. I think the primary focus and the only focus of political parties in Nigeria is how to capture government machinery, nothing else. There is no ideology per se. That is why it's very easy for these politicians to move from one party to the other party. Just like you rightly said, 2016, now Pastor Pastor
criticized by even Oshomole was in PDP, bash criticized, and now
so the thing is, you can't take politicians' words seriously, and this is one thing that caused
ill governance
because people do not really trust, and this is where we talk about electoral reforms now. It's going to take a lot of time because at the end of the day, when you look at the fact that Nigerians, the citizens themselves, do not trust politicians, because if a person says for me to go to this party, I must die before I will go to this party. But then just give him a few years, he's in that party, and then telling you how great that party is.
Yes.
He will gavinate all his members to come and support that party and all of that. So when certain cities they say they are the same. So it is one thing that also encourages citizens to go to the polls and say their vote, because like, what is the difference? You can't stick with APC simply because you think they have this ideology that helps you. You can't stay with PDP because of this. You can't stay with COA because of this. You can't stay with YDP because of this. Everybody, they are out going for that, and that is why even the citizens themselves that today declare themselves APC is because they believe the party is in power. They have to, once this party leaves power, they move their ship again to the next party that is in power, just so that they can eat. That is what it is. And then when you look at
they have commercialized politics and political parties.
And then when you look at it, this is the reason why when a party is in power, everybody is seeking for appointment. And when they get appointment, they don't see it as an opportunity to serve, to make a change, to make that Nigeria that they want to see. They begin to celebrate because they believe this is their own time. And then when they are given appointment, most times you find that it's just to compensate people for how much hard work you have done. And that is the reason that has been the bedrock of the crisis in Edo State. People complaining that those who worked you, who helped you become governor, you have neglected them in your appointments, in your contract awards and everything. And now people are angry and they are coming after the governor. It doesn't matter to them. Since the crisis started, you will never hear anybody say the governor is corrupt, he stole this amount of money, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. It's simply purely selfish reasons.
Anyway, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll open the lines for you to participate while Victor will still be in the studio to actually continue with the analysis. And then with the short clip that we're going to show you now, when Obaseki actually decamped to the PDP and collected the party ticket, becoming a full member and the leader of the People's Democratic Party. Please enjoy it.
Within the state and across the country, to become a member of PDP. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, in my view, has demonstrated
welcome back. And of course, that was is the campaign or picking up the party's form as a member, and also the nomination form. And like he rightly said, he has become the number one of the PDP in Edo State. So everything that is going to be orchestrated in Edo State under PDP constitution must pass through Obaseki. So Victor, back to parties' ideologies. Now, could you say now that PDP, who actually criticized Obaseki in 2016, even saying he's not qualified to lead Edo State, to be governor, today the same PDP, they are celebrating Obaseki massively. And you, the audience, the numbers are already displayed, and you can call in, we pick your calls and take your contributions. So what would you say about that?
Well, that is not surprising. So when you look at 2016, right?
Yes.
These were just political seasons. One party was...
But we are laughing, but it's a serious issue.
No, I'm saying, of course it is. When you look at 2016, that was a period of election period. It was that period of election and campaigning. One party, the other party is always trying to bring the other parties down to demarket the other party so that people don't get to vote for that other party. And I think that was the case with the government. And then, like we said earlier, there are no ideology. But the thing is this, one thing I've come to realize is not that Nigerian parties do not have ideology. See, if you want a free market, if you want a capitalist economy, if you have that kind of ideology, you are going to lean towards, let's say, the PDP. If you want the kind of closed market, less than socialism, whatever, then you are going to lean towards a bit on the side of the APC. If you want other parties that maybe they are more youth-driven or whatever, then you can be looking at the YDP or the
APC too fueled, both parties fueled, even right now.
But not like those that make it that this is our major cardinal this thing. So on this thing, but when you look at this whole thing, is that the politicians themselves do not have any of those ideology. And this is and these are people that basically corrupt the parties, because the parties are also at the end created by these same people who do not have any ideology. So it seems like the party constitution does not, does not tally with what the politicians in the party
actually
do.
Came with.
Yes,
and they are doing.
What they do. So it's not surprising that the PDP who condemned the government in 2016, today we're celebrating. What they are celebrating is the fact that they now have a good chance of winning elections in the states.
As the ruling party.
Yes, and then when you look at
other benefits.
Now, when you look at APC as well, 2016, they also demarketed this candidate Yamu. How is not a good
Adam Soshomole
he has
himself
become like the savior.
The savior of
that
APC
they are looking
now.
at him like the savior that will come in and save their party and then defeat the current governor and all of that. So there is nothing about ideology. So there is nothing surprising.
How do we
about it.
discourage these practices? How do we discourage them? Because I have been trying to fathom ways which I know, but how possible and easily could we discourage such practices from our political system?
First and foremost, we need to deal less holistically with our reforms, especially that electoral reforms. We need that electoral reform. We need to begin to put things in check. And then there were some things that this man did in between 1987 down to 1993. IBB, okay, I think it was about 89 to 1993 that he did. You know, for the fact that I think at a point we just need to drop down our parties down to what they call it, two-party systems.
Okay.
And then when we have just two-party system, we can also make it in the constitution that, as a matter of fact, when you decamp from another party, you have to take like 1 year before you get to another party. So it means that if you are not comfortable in party A and you want to go to party B, then you must decamp like earlier, so that you, in case you're having any sort of ambitions, you can then within that time frame to close up the gap, and then by the time you move on to that party, then you can be whatever you want to be in that party, contest any elections, whatever. So we need that electoral reforms, and then we need, I think we have too many parties, then we need to cut down. And then, you know, like in 1993, when we have just two parties, the SDP and NRC, one was actually tilted to the right and one was tilted a bit to the left. So those that shared these ideologies went to their own both ways, joined this. I think we can actually have that already. We are running a two-party system, so it will not be strange if we formally, constitutionally, now make it a two-party system completely in Nigeria.
Yes, I think like just like in the United States of America, where you have the Democrat as a party and the Republican party.
Then you have the independent candidates.
The independent candidate. Yeah, talking about independent candidate, isn't it time because of these brouhahas and all this charlatanism, shenanigans that are coming out from party politics? Isn't it time for the constitution to be amended for us to endorse independent candidature?
Well, I've never, with the kind of system we operate now, I have never supported independent candidature.
Why? Are you not a Democrat?
At the point is because we have as at the last count, I mean, as at the last year, whatever, we have about 87 political parties, and now it's shortened down to 14 political parties. If you can be an independent candidate, right? You see all those other mushroom political parties, they serve as independent candidates. You can go there, pick up a ticket, and then run whatever you want to run as an independent candidate. If we are running a two-party system where we know that the space is tight, very few spaces, and then yes, I can believe or I will agree that that is the time that we need independent candidature. We know that now some people are going to be blocked, their ways are going to be blocked. But then you want to contest for an election, maybe the governorship election or the presidency election, and then you know that you can't go to the APC, You can't go to the PDP. You can't go to Labour Party. There are other parties that you can go. There is YDP that less than probably.
People want party with that capacity, popularity.
So if you are an independent
so
candidate, if you are an independent candidate, what are you going to be doing? Which means you are going to build the structures yourself.
Yeah, you may not actually build a party structure. Your popularity, integrity, like what sold President Muhammadu Buhari, was the fact that people believed in him.
So that's the point I'm saying, that if people believe in you, you don't need to be an independent in this kind of politics that we operate now, multi-party system that we operate right
people
now.
could be maligned in party by people that have superior cash.
Well, I don't think so. And again, we also look at the fact that it's an open system. You can also form your own party.
Yeah.
So you can just go ahead and start up your own party just for the purpose of running that election. At the end of the day, you can just close up and then return your certificate back to INEC, and then that ends it. You are no longer on the list of political parties. So I think before we can have independent candidature, then we need to streamline our political parties to either 2 or 3.
Either 2 or 3.
Yes, but I prefer 2, because if we make 3 now, we might have a party for the south, a party for the north, and a party for the west.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, they might again regionalize it and say
political parties that this is for the southeast and then south. This one is for the southwest, and this is for the north.
But we have 6 geopolitical zones.
Yes, but that's why it's basically going to work. Anyway.
It's okay. Now, from what is happening right now in Edo, like you said, definitely both parties will head to court even after winner emerged in the gubernatorial election. But let's predict. Could you say that if you look at the support Obaseki is having from Edo North, I think Obaseki is from Edo South, and then the Speaker of the House is from Edo Central. So Obaseki people from Edo South and the Speaker's people from Edo Central, do you think they could outweigh the support that Eze-Iyamu have? Because both Eze-Iyamu and Obaseki, they are from Edo South.
So now let us.
And Governor Adams, former Governor Adams Shomole, who is now the APC suspended chairman, is from Edo North, and he will gather supporters for his newly found godson, Eze-Iyamu. So how do you look at it, the prediction? Could you say it's going to be PDP or APC in this dicey situation?
Let me just say that in a contest that is free and fair, in a free and fair election, Governor Obaseki is going to win Pastor Iyamu, hands down, very clean.
Okay.
That if the election is going to be free and fair,
devoid
of any.
Because he's the governor now. Who else is going to manipulate him in his state?
No, come on, we are in Nigeria. we
remember that Buhari don't used to, interfere in state elections. Remember Rivers, he never cared. The same thing goes to Benue. So he did nothing.
That is the
another talk of Zamfara, Sokoto State, and so on. So I could give you 6 good states that APC lost from their 24 states they initially won. The man doesn't interfere, and
so I wasn't looking at the president going to interfere.
Okay.
The president will not interfere, and when you look at the fact that you have mentioned, he didn't interfere in what was going on in Kogi, and then we saw Wallace and Kogi. Kogi was like a war zone.
Yes.
He didn't interfere in Bayelsa, and then Bayelsa was also about the same thing.
Yeah.
So this is not about the president interfering or not.
Okay.
Because once he does not interfere, other people will take opportunities and then cause mayhem in trying to rig the election. So that's why I say, in a free contest, the governor will not even need to use his state's might and whatever that he has to control. And then, by the way, even the police, even the state governor does not have total control over state life and security things. But I think he has access to finance that he can use to, bribe and buy votes as much as he would have want to buy. But I still believe that in a free contest, in a free and fair election, Godwin Obaseki is still going to win Pastor Eze-Iyamu. Right now, because my lesson prediction is actually based on the fact that there are 2 feelings in Edo State. there's also the feeling that this man is a good man, that he has done so much for Edo State, that he's a progressive governor. That is the feeling I get from people in Edo State. And secondly, to the fact that a lot of people in that state now feel that the man is being less than persecuted for some other reason. So now the thing is, Nigerians are not as naive when it comes to lesson politics as people want to
unlike before.
Unlike before. So people are getting to understand that some of these things are just basic lesson political gains. So some of them are feeling that the man is being lesson persecuted for something that he has not done,
because he chose to govern and not to govern for the Godfather.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, I think he's good to go. So if he's being supported in the south and in the central, then he might not really care so much about
the same thing. The vote will be divided in the south. Yamo is from the south too, and in the north, Oshomole is there for Yamo. So how can
you also understand that?
So it's going to be a very dicey. We don't have time again, and you have really tried to do your spectacle. Your analysis was explicit, and that has been Victor Tehemba, our in-house analyst and a producer of our Daybreak show. This is where Spectacle will stop today on Television Nigerian. Do well to follow us on our social media platforms. On Twitter, we are at TV Nigerian, Facebook, Television Nigerian, just search. And follow our live stream on www.tvn.news. Our news, our episodes are fully loaded there for your for your pleasure. Again, we are on Instagram. YouTube link is still Television Nigerian. Thanks for watching, and I have been Daniel Atai. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai.